Form follows function has its point in design, but can also be pretty boring. And one of the really interesting aspects of furniture design is while we have to meet functional requirements, we can also be very creative and sculptural. So we're going to build this chair. This chair is a combination of proportionally taking inspiration from the Cesca chair, a very popular chair, and being inspired by the structural idea of the Mutation dining chair, which just uses spheres and then the design element of quantity. Very good. So in this video, what we will do and how we will start as an overview. I will show you how we will bring in our reference images, then actually create our first basic sketch, create quite an ugly looking box, but we need this box because then we will actually run pipes across it, as you can see. And then through a lot of work and even more lot of work and then even more lot of work, we will in the end then create those individual elements, including, for example, an idea of how the pipes might run through the whole part. Okay, very good. Before we get started, I would like to go back to dimensions. This is actually a really great website because there you can find all sorts of references and, well, dimension information. And when we type in chair and maybe click on a chair, now you can see we get information about that particular chair. When we then here go to furniture and scroll down and go to recliner, scroll further down, then there is the Cesca chair. Very good. Now we can download this actually as an image. This is actually also an SVG, or we can simply create on a Mac or PC screenshots of those two areas. If you don't know how to do screenshots, there is a download link in the description in this video. Then you can get these two images. Very good. Okay, let's go to Fusion. We will create a new file. To start, we will go to Insert and Insert Canvas. Then we will navigate to where we have our screenshots or the downloaded images. Here is the site image open. And I would like this to go onto the left side. There we are. This looks actually flipped. Very good. Okay, go right to a left view. I don't necessarily need to scale or move this around as much because we have to calibrate this first. But what I will do is, you will see when I zoom in, I try to find a nice grid line where this dimensioning information inside the image cuts actually this grid. Very good. Click OK. Canvas, right click, calibrate. Now I can click there and then go down straight on the line and click there. And you see the dimensional measurement is really nice and vertical straight. So that should be 45 centimeters or 17.75 inches. I work in millimeters, so this is 450 millimeters. Or I type in 45 centimeters. Click OK. Very good. Now I can right click and move this image up. Very good. Maybe to there. Left and right doesn't really matter. Cool. So we have the side. Now we can do the front. Same deal. Canvas. Go to the computer. Front. Open. Click. Can scale this a little bit. Doesn't matter too much. Bring this up. Now I don't really have any information in terms of dimension, but here actually they say 47 centimeters. This is the top view. It's the same actually in the front. Very good. So calibrate. And so from here along the x-axis to there, that should be 470. Very nice. Now I can go to edit, right click, reposition this, and then I can use the grid to eyeball the left and right positioning. Okay, very nice. So we will use this reference image kind of like as a proportional guide to then create more a lounge-like pipe construction. Okay, so let's go. Here's the create sketch. We will do this on the side. Then line command. I will start from the center, go over, go up to there. I will go a little bit down instead of going horizontal there, and then I will go kind of like maybe to here, follow the same degree, and now I go straight horizontal and back to here and back to there. Very good. Okay. Finish. There we have the piece. Looks pretty ugly. That's okay. And now we need to extrude this one out. Looks like 2, 3, 5, but we do this symmetrical each side. Very good. Okay, very good. So now we have actually a very basic block. And this is a really nice trick because to create this three-dimensional volume, and then we treat the edges so we can use the edges to run a pipe along. Because making pipes in 3D can be quite complicated with a lot of sketches. It's kind of like a lot of work, and I find this much easier to do simply a volume model. So we will start with the fillet command. We will select these edges. I have actually in my reference image here a good, how could I say that? Idea about how much to round these edges. So it looks like 85 millimeters or 8.5 centimeters. Very good. Yeah. And so this was rounding number 1, as you can see. And let me show you something. So we go to the pipe command, and now I click on this edge. You see here, it created a pipe. Pretty cool, no? And it created the pipe because this line is tangent to this arc, tangent to this line, tangent to this arc, and then, well, there's no tangency. So when I want from here to here, this pipe to flow, I need to have an arc, which means these two lines I can round. And when from here to here, I would like this to flow, I need these two edges to round. Okay, so let's delete actually this pipe command, and we can double click, and then we click on plus and then say U and U and U and U. These are actually 85 too, probably. Yeah. Okay, good. Very nice. Now this is a really ugly piece, but again, and this is just a modeling trick to get a sketch layout that is three-dimensional. Or not a sketch layout, actually an edge layout. Okay, so now create pipe. Then we can click this and new body. We can go with section size 25 centimeters. What is 1.5 inch actually? Yeah, no, that's a little bit bigger. 25 millimeters. Very good. Cool. There we are. And then this cube, which we sculpted, we just simply remove. And there now we have a very interesting pipe frame. Because this is all in the timeline, when we go back and then manipulate something, say we don't want someone to really sit on this chair, then we change the input geometry or the sketch. That changes the extrusion, that changes the edges, and blah, blah, blah. Easy, pretty cool. So let's undo this step. Very good. But what I find too boring is how here everything is just straight up. Maybe I would like the sides to angle a little bit. So to angle the pipe, going maybe at a degree of 2 degrees. Okay, that means I need to go back to here and rotate these faces. I can do this with this command and face, and then I move the cursor down to there, snap on this midpoint, drag this, and then type in -2. Enter. Right click, repeat, same to there. Move this up, -2, enter. Not too much of a rotation. Small, like as you can see, 2 degrees is totally fine. No, because then the timeline will rebuild everything for me. We just repipe it and we delete it. Pretty good. Yeah, and there now we have actually the pipe layout. So that's pretty good. Now I would like to bring in a reference for the structural inspiration. So we go to front view, and here is the mutation reference image. Can scale this up a little bit, bring this to here, scale this even a little bit more, and maybe scale it to something so that maybe the chair is nearly to scale. Very good. Then this I turn off. Very good. Now I can rotate around and see it. So somewhere on the backrest and the seating area, that's where I now would like to create all the spheres. It's a little bit of labor-intensive work, and we want to make sure that we have the tools to plan the position of the spheres, etc. So what we'll do first is go to Construct, Create Plane along this edge. Very good. Right-click and wait and repeat, and we do the same there. So now we have these 2 yellow planes, because on each plane we can create a sketch. Go to this view, very good. And then let's use the circle. And then, for example, they have like a big one here and then bigger there, smaller one there. So because we don't really work with dimensions, we simply at this point now trust our feeling. So one there, one there, one there, one there. I try to overlap them actually nicely. Maybe one there, and we can later actually rotate those 2. So, and one here. Very good. Now I zoom in, press escape, and maybe this one I reposition a little bit. So I have plenty of coverage of the pipe. This maybe goes to there. This one goes maybe to there. We can, when we click and drag, adjust actually the circle too. This maybe goes further in, maybe to there. Here we have an open area, so one small circle maybe there. Okay. Yeah, maybe this one we make smaller. Bring one to there, and then here we add another escape and then move this one to there. Oh, this is actually not very good. You see, what did I do? Coincident constraint, delete it. We'll bring this one maybe to there and this a little bit to there. Okay, very good. Everything what we have there right now is really more as a visual maybe guide. Okay, good. Next step, finish sketch. Then we go to sphere, and we would like to position the sphere in 3D space. And you see here, we can put this onto these planes, or actually, that's the reason why we made the sketch tool. I can actually position this on this circle. Then I click, and then I drag this and make sure at one point, now this looks pretty good. So currently what's happening, this is cutting. We don't want to join because that fuses it to the pipe. We just go new body and okay. Cool, there's our first. Now we can go ahead, right click, repeat sphere. Let's start here. And then I try to very quickly block these out. Always new body. And there you see actually quite quickly we can fill everything. It's not too complicated. And because we click on this sketch, it finds actually the center point or the origin of that circle right on that plane. It's going to take a little bit. What you see is not actually too difficult. It's a perfect way to actually end the day. It's actually a nice rhyme. I always call this my 3D modeling Sudoku. Yeah, they were close. So here's the last one. No, actually, no, keep this one open. Yeah, it's a nice cook. Nice little hole. Very good. Okay, so this is actually not too bad. Yeah, look at that. Pretty cool, no? So the size and the position then helps us to kind of like create it. And if we want now to change them, we cannot double click on the sphere and then move it around. Unfortunately, this is kind of like set, or we click. Yeah, now we see we can't really click on repositioning it. So the spheres, the position is set. We can adjust, however, the size. But if we want now to move actually the sphere, you see from the side, this might not necessarily be the most comfortable design. So let's say these bigger spheres we would like to move, we can do it this way. Again, I would like to work a little bit clean. So I will turn on the sketch, turn off all this. Also here, sketch 2 I will turn off. And maybe in sketch 1, I will go to offset, but not chain. Maybe these two I will offset by 40. So 4 centimeters. Very good. And then these two lines I will select, make this a construction. So it's just a guide, nothing else. Then we can take a look at this. Very good. So there we see now this line. And the trick now is we go to move. We can go body, select this body. You see this is actually not rotated correctly. So we rotate it and then we move everything down till it hits kind of like that, that line. Right click and repeat. Right click, repeat. And you see in the timeline, it adds one copy command, or not copy, one move command after the next one. Yeah, so this is actually pretty good. So let's go maybe to the other side. Here, let's see, is this selected? Based on what we click here, you can see individual objects that are highlighted. This got not highlighted, so that means I didn't really move it yet. So these two, there we are. Okay, so now if I want, I can be more precise. So this one is not perfect. So that's this one. Edit. There. Okay, good. Oh, this actually went a tick too far now. Maybe to there. Very good. This one. Here, right click and edit feature, and there's that line. And then here, that in the back. Here. Okay. Yeah, you see now this actually becomes much more aligned. From the back, this is getting very irregular. I mean, that's also totally fine. Here we can see, no, the pipe sticks through. Do you want this? Maybe we keep it. Also here we have an opening. Yeah, maybe let's keep it this way. So we will actually now do the following. This we will hide, and let's hide this. Then we will go to combine and go to join and combine all those into one piece. So it's, what did I do? Minus the keep tools turned on. Okay, so now we have just one piece. Very nice. We have these sharp edges. They are kind of terrible. So fillet, drag over the whole object. 5 millimeters should work. Very good. Now this looks actually much, much nicer. Yeah, cool. So there we actually made the first piece. So we would like to trim, oh, not trim, actually, split the piece. Think about this has to be constructed. We need to get the pipes in there somewhat. So we will do a very basic construction. So we need to split this body by this plane because this plane runs exactly where the pipe is. Very good. Takes a moment and we can hide this. There. And there, you see, pretty cool. And then, oh, that's interesting. That tiny detail. That's a fill actually that goes in there. And then we can further look, is everything here okay? So eek, this is actually, in my case, oh yeah, that's actually where the pipe sticks through. So this is all good. Never mind, I just confused myself. So what I will do now is combine and say U minus this one, but keep the tool because I want the pipe to remain, number one. And flip the visibility, number two. Cool. Now we can actually see everything there. If we want, now we could go ahead and say, yeah, let's round actually these objects a little bit more, maybe by 3 millimeters. Oh, this doesn't work. 2. There's a little bit of a problem. 2 millimeters. Okay. Hold the Control or Command key based on what computer operating system you're on. Here I will use this one. Very good. And I will deselect actually this and see if I can't make this bigger. So 5 millimeters works. And is it this upper element? Yes, this is this upper element that has a rounding issue. Okay, so in my case, the reason why this fails is probably, yeah, it's a geometry. It's this edge needs to be rounded. So should something like this happen? I would like to try out one thing. See here we have the split. I will go in front of the split. Do a little check. What happens when I change the order? Can I round this now? No, it also has issues. Yeah, okay, good. So I would need to significantly change the position of the pipe. You see this is a really long stretched shape. So surely run into this issue with the rounding, and just don't do it. So I will in this case actually delete this command I did there with the combine to cut the hole, and then go back, and now I will go back to here, select all the fillets here. Actually with shift I select them right now, and then we set 5 millimeters. Okay, very good. And I ignore this one right now because that's kind of cranky. Okay, very nice. Now it doesn't look too bad with these rounded edges. And then we do exactly the same with the other plane here. Okay, so I can hide everything I don't need anymore. And kind of like start sketching. There's a bigger one. There's a really big one, smaller one. Trying to do a nice overlapping. So here I have two, maybe here then I have two, and maybe one last here, and maybe a tiny one there, and even itsy bitsy smaller one maybe there. Very good. Not too much. They actually go way too far in the back, I feel. Yeah, possibly. So this hangs over a little bit too much. So this I will simply drag in more, and this will be better. And that actually means this one could go, and this maybe I drag to there. Okay. Very good. Sweet. Good. Same process. I will hide all these objects so it's easier to do, but continue showing me that sketch. There we are. Right click and then on this and new and new body. Okay, somebody knows a good joke. This is the moment to say it. Everybody is very focused and definitely going to listen. Zhup. There we are. Very good. Okay. We made actually this this guideline here. Now we do exactly the same. Push and pull. Not push and pull, I mean move those around. There we are. And if I want, I can actually try to put the outer pieces a little bit further up. So maybe like this. But then the inside pieces, I really bring down a little bit more. Yeah. There. So you see how this will start to actually arc a little bit. Whoops. Stay there, right click, next. And I rotate this always so this arrow is right on this line. I might not have said that before. This in the back. Yeah, we keep this one here. That one is in the center. That one is way too high. Go down to there. And maybe one more. This one. Maybe there. A little bit in between. What about this one? That's actually on the outside. It's a little bit excessively high. So I will bring this down maybe to here. Very good. Yeah, look at that. This, let's see, where is that one? There, right click, edit feature. Bring this down a tick more. Yeah. Not bad, no? Looks pretty good. So you see, you can also sculpt or carve everything then this way too. Join, turn this off, select all those. There we are. Then the fillet, drag over 5 millimeters. Ooh, this is giving us a problem. Yeah, also here. Oh, I don't really like this cavity there. So very good. So in my case, I will, here's this command. I will select this one and then I will bring this also a little bit more in and hope that filled it hopefully sufficiently. Let's see. Very good. That's a nice part about this exercise. It forces you a little bit to trust your feeling. Now this looks better now. Very nice. And then here is the pipe stuff. We can cut this, but keep the tool. Here's the pipe. There we are. Yeah, this actually seems to look better. So I might not run into any of these issues. 5 millimeters. Yeah, there we are. And then a split. This one split by this one. And yeah, there we are. Well, doesn't that actually look pretty cool? This is actually much more interesting than the initial piece because I rebuilt this one the second time. Here I have actually a really nice amount of blobs there. This time here I decided to keep this whole, to also keep this exposed instead of being very clean, covering everything up. That's a really nice part also of like when you create with something like this, turn your brain off. Very often brain is our biggest enemy, and simply do stuff and let it go. And sometimes when you have happy accidents, don't say, oh, this is bad. Maybe actually that can look pretty good. Let's throw some color on it. I will go with metal and brass for this, and then for the rest I will go to I can't say this word, I'm not joking. And then we drag the rubber onto here and there, so the soft one, so it has a nice soft look. And then we change the color. Yeah, look at that. Now I want to sit on that chair. I want to have that one at home. Pretty cool. Okay.